This is Sean Land, the host of the Fight Report, and right now we are talking to Bellator Heavyweight, former WWE superstar Jake Hager, also known as Jack Swagger. He'll be taking on TJ Jones at Bellator 221 Saturday in Chicago, and we welcome him for the first time on the Fightlete Report.
Check, 1, 2. Oh, yeah!
This is Sean Land, the host of the Fight Report, and right now we are talking to Bellator Heavyweight, former WWE superstar Jake Hager, also known as Jack Swagger. He'll be taking on TJ Jones at Bellator 221 Saturday in Chicago, and we welcome him for the first time on the Fightlete Report.
Far so good.
Excellent, man. And talk about your first professional victory in your debut over J.W. Kaiser. What hurdles did you have to overcome to prepare for your first fight?
What a rush. It was so much fun, first off, to get in there and compete again after not competing for 12 years. It was really cool to see, like, hey, I've been wrestling since I was 5 years old. Now I can actually use all those YMCA tournaments that I went to and dragged my parents to and actually get paid for it. It was really nice. Look forward to repeating the same thing.
And also talk about how did you find this sport? Is there a particular fighter or fight that got you interested in it, or was it just the competitiveness that you missed over time?
Well, for me, it was opportunity. I was a pretty well-known professional wrestler, and I thought that, as funny as it sounds, that would make me a better MMA fighter, especially with my background, help me deal with the lights and the cameras and all that. It's not that far off from what I do anyways, so it made sense for me to take a shot and have this opportunity because pro wrestling, because MMA, Bellator in particular, are at a peak in popularity. And ever since I've started this journey, I've just been getting calls from everywhere to go pro wrestle, the biggest companies. And that's what I got into it for: opportunity to work with people that I want to work with, be my own boss, and make the decisions about my career instead of having some boardroom company make those decisions for me that have never stepped on a wrestling mat or have never seen a real practice before.
Sure, and that's fair enough. And talk about the section of fans that cross over from mixed martial arts and pro wrestling, and how huge is that, bringing many eyes to Bellator?
Can you say that again?
Talk about the fans that cross over from mixed martial arts and pro wrestling, and how big that is for you, and bringing many eyes to your fight in Bellator.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen more and more. With MMA being so popular now, you're getting more casual fans, not just the diehard ones that have been watching it, that would track down the tapes and have to really find it. You can watch it everywhere. So I think you're going to see a lot more basketball fans, a lot more football fans, and wrestling fans come over to MMA because it is becoming so popular and fun to watch, and they put such a great product out where you can really enjoy yourself and you feel like you get your money's worth.
And talk about returning to perform at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. I know you've wrestled there from some of the most passionate fans in the world, and now getting the opportunity once again, this time in Bellator, to put on a show in this building. Does that excite you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll put wrestling at the Allstate Arena up there with any place in the world. MSG, the O2 in London, Allstate Arena would be my choice. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I debuted at this arena on television. So to come back here, it really felt like it was meant to be, and it was like such a perfect fit for myself to come here. And it's the loudest arena in the United States. I promise you that. I've wrestled at them all. The Allstate Arena is the loudest place in the United States, and it's going to be so exciting to come back here to a place where I made my television debut at.
That's true. Really excited. That's going to be an amazing opportunity for you.
Yes. Bellator's been great at giving me opportunities. I got a great team behind me that has really helped me capitalize on those opportunities, and I just hope more to come. You see what pro wrestling is doing. You see what MMA is doing. I want to be a part of both and capitalize on both.
And talk about training at the Sports Muscle 650. Former UFC fighter Josh Rafferty, and also being someone who's new to the sport, you were able to come to him with no bad habits intact already. You were just a pure wrestler. Talk about that experience.
Well, I was coming from the entertainment world, so I may have had a few bad habits that he had to get rid of. No, it was really cool. Like I've known Josh for years, but never in any kind of training capacity. It was always just as good friends, helping each other out type deal. And so for me to go to him brand new and like, hey, dude, mold me, he jumped at the opportunity. He always says, but can you wrestle? And so he was very excited to get to work with an amateur wrestler and really mold him into to really mold him into a perfect MMA fighter. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying with my skill set, it's a lot easier to make that jump.
And we always hear about wrestlers falling in love with the striking game, and now training also with your coach, Rob Rafford. Do you crave that, having that big knockout victory, or are you fine with just continuing your ground dominance?
I'm okay with the ground dominance. It's what got me to the dance. It's what I've been doing since I was 5 years old. I can walk down the street and I'm ready to wrestle somebody. So it's very easy for me to rely on that, especially in sticky situations, and get better at it. Of course, I want to get that big head kick victory and send Josh to the Bahamas for teaching me that head kick. But at the same time, I'm going to take him down and I'm going to lay on him like Big Hoss does.
And talk about your opponent, TJ Jones. We know he's 1-1. And what are you looking to show off in this fight?
Yeah, 1-1. Definitely an upgraded opponent from my last one. Tall guy, big guy, good jab, strong right hand. I know he's going to be looking to hit me hard and probably try to stay away from the wrestling. So I'm going to look to get him into some wrestling. But at the same time, if he just wants to stay away from me and throw punches, we can do that too, because I got good footwork, I got good head movement, and I got the confidence behind it. Hats off to him for taking the fight, but it's going to be my night on Saturday.
And coming in as a decorated amateur wrestler, do you feel that has countered any negative backlash? Because you have come into Bellator MMA and you're fighting with no prior amateur experience.
You know what? I have over 1,000 amateur wrestling matches, so I think if there was one sport that was similar to MMA, it would be wrestling. So I look at that as my amateur career, and I'm out there on a mat, on an island for 7 minutes. This is 15 minutes, sometimes 29 minutes for the championship fights. But I'm out there on an island by myself, and I have nothing to rely on but my hard work. So it's very similar to me and very easy to relate the two. I haven't heard a lot of backlash from any MMA fans as far as me getting to just come right into the opportunity. Honestly, I think me going into the WWE and making a name for myself is almost a better route for MMA fighters, because you have more leverage, because you have a social following, which is really important today. And also, you look at sports everywhere. You look at NFL, NBA, especially MMA. Everything is pro wrestling. Everything is good versus evil, and everything is selling tickets. And so now I have an extensive background on television doing that. It's only going to make me better.
And do you have any opinion on Brock Lesnar retiring? Obviously, you were in the WWE with him for some time, and he announced his retirement, and he's not going to fight Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a negotiation ploy because Brock is very smart when it comes to that. He knows what he's worth and how to get paid. So we'll see. Maybe they just didn't have enough zeros on the contract for him. Maybe he saw how well or how much ESPN liked the product that they're putting out, and he's a smart man and wanted part of it. Maybe we will see him again.
And then talk also, before your first fight, Vince McMahon gave you a simple advice: don't lose. Did you get to talk to him after the last fight?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he was very happy. He actually told me he could not be happier. So I took that as a good thing. Still got a great relationship with him, with the company. I think they're actually advertising the fight on their website, which is very cool. I think you're going to see, this goes back to the crossover in fans. Like, fans want to see both, and they can understand and appreciate the difference.
For sure. And then you have an event coming up at the Pro Wrestling Tees, so everybody should check that out, where you're doing a meet and greet as well. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, really excited. I know Chicago is a great sports city and has some of the best pro wrestling fans, so I hope it's a big turnout. Just signed with Pro Wrestling Tees. I think they're another great American success story where you just show like a little creativity, a little ingenuity, and you can really make something good. And I honestly think Pro Wrestling Tees has a lot to do with the big boom in pro wrestling right now.
Yeah, for sure. I believe it. It's been the hottest it's ever been. And lastly, what can we expect from Saturday night from your fight?
You're gonna see a lot of wrestling. You're gonna see a lot of physicality, and you're gonna see two people trying to impose their will on each other. You're gonna see how great a shape I'm in, and you're gonna see great footwork, and hopefully at the end a lot of smiles.
Jake, I want to thank you again for taking time to be on the Fight Point. Everybody, check it out this Saturday night, Bellator 221. Get your tickets now, Allstate Arena. And Jake Hager will be talking on T.J. Jones in the Bellator Heavyweight Division. And Jake, best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime. Take care. See you out there.